What is up, guys? So this is another update for Bootstrap. So let's get right into it. So this week we started refreshing some of the concepts for JavaScript. Basically, we just started I'm gonna get into what we did, but first we learned some Bootstrap stuff. Like, for example, if I were to click this, pops up and we removed the form. If you remember from the last video, the form was down here, so we put it inside of here, which is this is basically introducing JavaScript into our web page. So yeah, but we don't actually have to know JavaScript since Bootstrap it takes care of that. I don't remember if the carousel was the last one, but as you can see, this is carousel, and this is JavaScript. I think the login button was there last time, I don't remember. So yeah, this week we're getting into JavaScript. In JavaScript, if you remember, on my page, I actually took a Udemy course on JavaScript, and so a lot of it was just refreshing my memory of the stuff I already know, since I haven't used JavaScript in maybe 2 weeks. Mainly been working in HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap, and a little bit of SAS. So yeah, it was a good refresher. And some of the stuff we went over was data types. So we would just refresh our memory on data types. You have primitive data types, and you have more modern data types like arrays, functions, objects, booleans. And if you don't know what data type is which, you can use a function called typeof, where you put typeof in front of whatever the data type is, and it will show you in the console. Like here, you put that typeof in front of hola in parentheses, get string, 12 integer, true boolean, etc, as you can see. So yeah, this is pretty basic. I already knew this, but like I said, it was a good refresher. Another thing we refresh our memory on is operators. And if you go down here, you have different type of operators, which means 1 star is multiplication, 2 stars exponentation, however we say it. Increment, decrement, yeah, all of this, stroke equality, yeah, logical and or. This is for booleans. So yeah, it was a good refresher. And the last thing we went over was switch statements. And I was kind of new to switch statements. I think what's his name, Jonas, the Udemy course, the Udemy course instructor that I took, I think he briefly went over switch statements, so I didn't really get a lot of knowledge on it. I mainly got knowledge on while loops, for loops, if, and stuff like that. But as far as switch statements, but I understood it. I understood it pretty well because of because I understood the other statements like these for while. So yeah, if you have prior JavaScript knowledge of these concepts, a switch statement would be pretty easy to understand. So yeah, and we did some code challenges with JavaScript. I think that's pretty much it as far as the actual week. What we're learning, carousel, tabs, pills. But what I'm most excited about is actually working on a project that I'm actually interested in, because it's pretty boring to work on something like this since you don't really care about the project itself. You don't really care about it. But like I said in some other videos, this is mainly just practice to lead up to the actual project. And if you remember in the last video, I went over what my project was going to be. As you can see, have overview, features, specifications, market research. Just looking at something that's similar to what I was going for and going based on it to implement into my project or try to build off of it. And I came up with a sitemap. And if you don't know what a sitemap is, it's basically just like what is it called? What is this called? A flowchart of how you want your page to be laid out. So yeah, and if I took some of the basically I turned the features into pages and I turned them into sub pages. Like you have a home page, and the home page links to 5 different pages: the about page, explore, blog, resources, contact me page. Like on the explore page, we have a map on it, and we have like a news thing on it, and I highlighted it in different colors. Green means I'm going to work on it with Bootstrap, like for this project, because remember, where's it at? Here we have to do like 3 different projects. So what I was going to do is, for the first project, I was going to like introduce, like just do the basic features with Bootstrap, and then once we got into more of the the other stuff like React, I was going to try to build out the blog and the map, and maybe add some other features down the line. So yeah, that's why I color coded it like that. And after you would do the sitemap, you want to do something called web wireframing. And as you can see here, basically web wireframing is a low fidelity it's like a low fidelity sketch. And if you don't know what that is, here's a good demonstration of a high versus low fidelity. Like a low fidelity is just pretty basic, like you don't really care about how pretty it is, the color schemes, etc. Like it may just be something rough, like what you want it to be. So after you build out the sitemap, like here, you want to make a rough layout, a rough wireframe like this, because this is obviously for a phone, but something like this. You want to make a low fidelity layout for how you want your site to be set up for each pages on a website map. But a lot of stuff, it will obviously remain the same. Like for example, if you go, what's that, like here, let me open this in the tab. Alright, so it's like something like the header and the bottom bar, and something like the sidebar, they will most likely remain the same on each single page. So you mainly only want to focus on the stuff that's in the middle. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the week. Don't think there is really anything else. So yeah, the next week, this week, we're gonna actually I'm gonna actually start building out the project. So next video, I should have a rough, basically a pretty basic layout of the site as far as the green parts are concerned. But I might still have the links for like the blog, of course, but I just won't build out anything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the week. Thanks for watching. Peace out. I'll keep you guys updated.